I like my women like I like my steak. Rare.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, episode 4. Had to hold my hand up then.
Yes.
You're joined with me, Sam, and of course we have...
Harvey.
We're 4.5 hours away, the other side of the UK. No, it's not that bad at all, he's just down south.
Yeah.
But this week's episode we're going to be talking about horror films. What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, no one ever talks about horror films in October. What?
No.
I know, but ours is going to be good, so keep listening.
Yeah, better than others. Ours is the best podcast in the world.
Yes, moving on. So yes, we're just going to talk about horror films, like what our favourite horror films are, what we like about them, and of course probably going to plug in Visiting somewhere, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm sure Harvey's going to plug in his YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, no, it's a trait. It's a trait.
It's going to happen. But yeah, so I think the first segment we're just going to be talking about our favourite horror films. Of course, you can let us know what all of your favourite ones are on all of our social media sites, which you can access everywhere. They're in the description in Spotify and on SoundCloud as well.
I think so, yes.
So
you can tell us your horror films. We don't care, but tell us your horror films. I know.
Yes.
Yeah, people in podcasts say that, but we know you don't care, so we're just going to admit we don't care. Oh, we do, but we don't. But we do.
Yeah, we do, but we don't. My favourite horror film is Hush.
Hush.
Yes, the one on Netflix about the deaf girl.
Is that the one with the deaf girl and told through her perspective?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That's a really good film. I was watching it, and I didn't know it was going to be good, but it's actually, I think it is my favourite horror film of all time.
I've yet to watch it. I have got Netflix, and I've yet to watch it. I should explain the reason I started giggling then is this is take 3 of recording this. We've had technology has failed us, and so from this point now it's normal. But I said the Hush is with the deaf girl, and it's told through her perspective 3 times now, and I'm going insane. So now it's back to normal. So Hush, what was the best bit about Hush?
Oh, that's a good question actually. Actually, no, I like the bit when. So obviously she doesn't hear anything because she's deaf.
No,
ironically, that's what happens if you're deaf. And there's just moments where you could just forget how smart. It sounds really hard, but you could forget how smart people can be. Like I always think I don't know if I could cope with all of with being deaf or blind or something like that. But that's obviously that's not my normal.
Yeah.
But obviously for people who have this disability is normal for them. And how she's just so smart with overcoming, knowing the fact that there's this person here and how smart she is of overcoming it, I think is really good. The one downside about it, because I'm sure that's probably what you're going to ask me next, is he takes off his mask too early.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say, because you haven't seen it. So I don't want to say too much.
I agree with the blind deaf. I've worked with people who are blind. I've worked with people who are deaf, and yeah, they're good people. I have no idea where I was going with that, but I've worked with them, and I was in a panto once. There is relevancy for this, and we were doing a messy scene where I got basically loads of crap thrown at me, and I got flour thrown in my eye. He didn't do a countdown to warn me that the flour's being thrown. He's meant to go 1, 2, 3, and then throw the flour in my face so I can close my eyes. He didn't count down, so I didn't close my eyes. So flour was in my eyes, and I couldn't see for about 10 minutes. So I was blind for 10 minutes, and I was bloody petrified.
It's going to be a scary thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Also, I'm just going to let everyone know, I'm going to stand up because my chair is really squeaky.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to stand up. All right.
You're like a Twitch streamer now. Oh, wait. Yeah. You are. Sort of. Yeah, what's your favourite horror film? My favourite horror film is I like horror films with a gimmick to them. So there's I know people don't really like it, so there's a little bit. So I like self-contained stories. I like self-contained, by the way, is usually in one small setting. I know there's a film that's set inside a coffin. Which is insane. I like films I like one-take films. There's a film called, I don't know if it's a horror film, there's a film called Rope, and it's done in quote-unquote one take. It's made to look like it's done in one take, but it was made in the 60s, so they couldn't do that because they run out of tape. Been heckled. It's not that bad. Yeah, so I've been, yeah, it's made to look like it's in one take, and I'd love to one day make a one take horror film. I have an idea for one.
Yeah.
I think because I came up with a horror film idea, and I thought, oh, I could film that. Then thought it would sound better,
Perks of working at home.
if it's in one take. What's the baby's favourite horror film?
Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
Peppa Pig. Is she listening to it?
I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear it?
What?
Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I just heard Peppa Pig.
Oh, fair enough. So she likes Peppa Pig. So the horror bit would be a bacon sandwich.
Yeah. Just not my horror.
No, horror. No, horror. Peppa Pig is a horror film for me because I can't stand the theme tune. Just saying.
Yeah, no,
Peppa Pig World at Paulton's Park. I could go insane on a loop. Anyway,
dude, we digress so badly.
Yeah, right. So on that point, I just want to say it's really weird you're standing up when in the call. I know you can't see this on video. We will one day do like a video episode.
Yeah, when we get our studio sorted.
And when we, do the live episodes, which should hopefully be soon or next month, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I'll answer the question you asked about an hour ago. I'm a big fan of the Saw films. I did a marathon of them, and they are really good. And a lot of people have a go at them because it's just gory. And to be honest, it's not really. It kind of the gore's in there. It's not gory for the sake of it. It's just, it makes sense, the gore. It's just realistic.
I think the first episode is so good to look at from like a filmmaker's perspective. You know, how we had like practically no budget.
Yeah, the first one. Have you seen the pilot version? Well, they call it Saw 0.5. And I've started watching, I can't remember it, so I can't talk about it. But the first one wasn't a gore fest. All the gore was just done off screen. And then they went, let's be gory for the rest of it. But I love plot twists and stuff like that. And obviously there's the spin-off coming soon, which I'm going to give a chance. Give it a chance.
So the budget for Saw, I just looked at it, was 1.2 million, right? Which is nothing. In film, that's zilch.
Yeah.
That's like you going to... So you going to the Apple store of £1.
Yeah.
Like you just can't get anything.
Yeah.
You probably can't even get a receipt.
That's why it's set in has one setting.
Yeah.
The bathroom.
And it's box office. Guess how much it got at box office?
I'm guessing a couple more million.
Just guess. Go on, take a guess.
Let's say 10 million.
Oh, okay. Nice. Do you want to go higher or lower?
All right, Bruce Forsyth. Higher, lower. No, okay, I'm on my own. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, go a bit higher than 10 million.
Go on. What's your final answer?
All right, Chris Tarrant. Bloody hell. Let's go 25 million.
Ooh, are you sure?
Yes.
Is that it? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Box office, $103.9 million.
Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
Yeah. You're swaying a lot, just to let you know.
Hey?
You're swaying a lot.
Yeah, you're so used to swaying from holding a baby.
Oh, fair enough. Or you could just be stimming.
Yeah, that's a lot. But that just shows how good those films are.
What, stimming? Oh, the Saw films.
No, Saw films. Saw film. Yeah, that just shows how good those films are, I think.
Yeah. And yeah, the spin-off, Spiral, I'm going to give a chance. Even though, like, John Kramer's not going to be in it.
I haven't seen it.
It's not out yet, that's why.
Oh,
Neither have I. Neither has anyone else. But have you seen the trailer?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen anything of it.
Yeah, it's a spin-off. Chris Rock is running it. And a lot of people are like, he's a comedian. But he says, yes, I know I'm a comedian. But it's going to be, I want to give this a go. And he says he's going to do 8 films. He's signed to do 8 films. And it's a spin-off to the Saw films. It's still, the previous films are still canon. But it's not a direct continuation of Jigsaw, the most recent Saw film. So I'm like, okay, but because I was because they've already filmed it, the first one obviously because they've released a trailer. Originally, it was promoted as I think it was called the Organ Donor, and it was a direct sequel to Jigsaw and stuff like that. I can hear the television. What are they watching?
No, that's just them singing downstairs.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. That's what happens when you live in this household. We just sing.
I just do magic tricks. So.
Yeah, see, you do magic tricks. We sing. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that, to be fair. I'll watch the trailer and I'll let you know what I think, and then we'll speak about it in the next episode. But I like I'm not too sure about Jigsaw. Like, it's all right. It's not too bad. It's okay. Like, it's an okay film. It's a good enough film to watch as part of Saw. I think
you have to watch it with the others. It's one of the It is a very. It's like to me. It's like I compare it to Star Wars: Force Awakens.
Yeah. So it's a good enough film to be part of the franchise.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not a better film than the original franchise.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a bit of a fan wank. It's just like, oh, let's just throw a load of references in.
Yeah.
That's a phrase you never thought you'd hear in a podcast, but yeah, it's just like it was full of references. And then The Last Jedi, they decided to deviate a lot, and loads of people were like, no, that's too much. And then what's the original one? Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. Was all right. It was just okay. Sorry, that was a tangent and a half.
Yeah.
There was a reason for me saying that, and I can't remember what it was. But there you go.
I like as well. I quite like the Conjuring franchise and Annabelle.
I've not watched it.
They're good. The director for Annabelle Creation, he started off with just making short films on YouTube.
Oh.
He still does YouTube. His YouTube channel is called Pony Smasher. That's the name of his channel.
I'm not going to say one joke about that, but I think you can imagine. Is it really? Have you heard of a YouTube channel called Crypt TV?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I've subscribed. For anyone who doesn't know, Crypt TV make.
We spoke about it last episode.
Did we?
Yeah. Because then you showed me that video about documentary.
Did I? Crypt TV don't do documentaries. Oh no, they do, don't they? But did I?
Yeah. I'm always certain we did. It was either in the episode or we spoke about it just before or after. But we spoke about it last week when we were recording.
Fair enough. I don't remember. I've got a brain like a sieve. I've forgotten the joke. That's how bad my memory is. No, it's a brain like a sieve. So.
I thought it was brain like a goldfish. Oh no, it's memory like a goldfish.
Memory like a goldfish. Whatever. Anyway, talking of forgetting, where were we?
Yeah, Conjuring.
Oh, I've not watched them.
Have you not? They're good. They are good. Okay.
They're cliche, I hear. I hear they're very...
Every horror film is cliche. But they are...
Apart from Visitant.
They're just good... No, that's going to be a bit cliche. They are... They are good in the sense of... Like, the storyline behind... The storyline within the film is good. Do you know what I mean? So, like, in the sense of... So, like, Annabelle. So, in the sense of Annabelle, obviously, the doll.
Yeah.
The whole film is just based on a doll. Yeah, it's continued for, 4 films now? 3 or 4 films?
And based slightly on true events.
Yeah, it is based on true recorded events. Whether how true they are, we don't know, but it's based on recorded events which are said to be true.
That's what true events are.
Yeah. All right. I think it is. Is it James Wan? Is that his name?
I think isn't he the one that did?
He's a producer, isn't he?
I think he was the Saw one. No, that's Lee Winnell who did Saw. James Wan. Yeah, I think it is James Wan.
Let me have a look. It's now stressing me out. James Wan. I think that's his name.
Yeah, so, the Conjuring franchise, the other film I watched, the very first horror film I watched, we watched in school.
Yeah, he did Saw.
Studying. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I thought I recognised his name.
He did the first one, 2004. He's done Conjuring.
Hmm.
There's three Conjuring films, and there's I don't
Hmm.
know how many Annabelles, but he produces the Annabelles. Oh, he's done Insidious too. Basically, he's like a ridiculous
Hmm.
Australian, I think he is, and Malaysian
Hmm.
film director and producer, and he's very good. But he like literally sticks by the what are those two people from the Conjuring films?
I've
Can't remember
no
the
idea.
couple, the Warrens.
Yep.
They're like people that what are those people called that they fight ghosts? What are they called? I'm having a mental block.
Ghostbusters.
No, I knew you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna fucking say that. What are they called?
Ghost Hunters.
No, like I guess ghost hunters.
Right.
Yeah, paranormal experts.
Yes. Even though there's no such thing as a paranormal expert.
Well, that's what they're called. But yeah, it's based on them, and he like sticks very closely to their stories, which I think is really good, and I think that's what makes the film so amazing.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, if you're hearing weird noises on my mic, it's because I'm moving because my legs got cramped. That's the curse of being really tall. Anyway.
But yeah, so that I think they're really good films. One horror film which I will never recommend is Eli. It's on Netflix. It's absolutely dreadful.
One film I watched, which loads of people I've spoken to think is crap, but it scared the living shit out of me. We watched it in school. I was saying, we watched it in school twice, and it scared me so much. After every lesson, the teacher had to bring me aside and go, "Are you okay?" Because it scared me that much. Is The Woman in Black?
Yeah, no, I can see that. That scared me when I first watched it.
That's the Daniel Radcliffe one.
Yeah.
Version. Scared the living pants off me. That window scene, I had a heart attack. I swear to God.
Have you seen the theatre performance of that?
I had the opportunity, but I never took it up. But I regret it.
It's very good.
Isn't it like two? Good. It's only like two people, and it's only like is it two chairs, and it's only like two people in the whole thing.
It's a 2-person show with obviously the person who is Woman in Black, but the majority of it is just a conversation between two people. But yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah, apparently there's a scene where it makes people jump out their seats.
But I mean, there's a bit where she walks through like the seating area.
Oh,
the Woman in Black comes through the seating area. Yeah, it's very good. Very well done.
Yeah, I will watch it one day, and I think I won't watch like a film version of it. I think I'll definitely watch it in the theatre, but I'll probably have a hard time.
Yeah, watch it in the theatre. But yeah, that's very good. Going off films, but sticking to both, it's very good. I like Woman in Black. That was very well done. Although I think that was also like one of the worst films ever rated for horrors, isn't it?
Yeah, people thought it was because it was just for the jump scares. It was a jump scare fest, admittedly.
Yeah,
that's the problem with horror films. That's the problem with like The Conjuring, Annabelle and all that. Is it's just jump scare heavy, and it's like, it's like most horror games these days. It's just find notes because of Slender.
Yeah,
and that's the problem with most horror games is that. So it's, yeah,
just blended in now, isn't it? Every horror, which is why horror films are so cliche.
That's why people.
Everyone knows what's going to happen in a horror film by just looking at the front cover.
Yeah, and it's the same with like a superhero film. They always have the same.
Yeah, the hero, the girl.
The girl. Everything goes to shit, and they're in shit, and then all of a sudden they suddenly grow a load of power, and they go and save the day. The only exception is Endgame. That I've seen, and Infinity War.
That's it, yeah.
No, Infinity War is the exception. Endgame isn't. Infinity War is the exception.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't. Jesus, I haven't seen Endgame.
Have you not?
No.
You did. You said you did the other week.
Yeah, no, I thought I did. But when I saw it on Netflix, because I thought I watched it on Netflix.
Oh, it's not on Netflix. It's on.
But it's not on Netflix.
It was Disney Plus.
Sorry, Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Where did I get that from? Why did I say? It's because we were talking about Netflix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't. It was unwatched. So I thought I did, but I didn't. I did start watching some of it, but I feel like I need to watch most of them again because I really need to know the storyline. Anyway, they're not horror films.
We're going off again.
Jesus.
When you shut the door, there's a door there. When you shut the door,
because it doesn't shut.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it doesn't shut. It doesn't stay closed. So yes, that's essentially the kind of moral of Woman in Black, isn't it? Like, it's a good film, but just had a lot of complaints about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of, but not every film's going to be to everyone's taste.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we've got backing music this episode.
Yeah.
That's
My bad, everyone.
It's fine. Amateur, but fine.
Very amateur, but I mean, we're all at home.
Yeah, we're stuck at home. When everything goes back to normal, somehow we'll be together.
We'll get a studio.
Be a studio.
Yeah, but I think as well with horror films, I think in this, like, modern horror films now, I think are so different to old classics. Because a lot of films we mentioned are quite modern, but you look at things like Psycho.
I have not yet watched that. I can't believe I haven't.
Absolutely incredible film.
What,
for its time.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah, the original. Didn't we study that in college when we did horror films?
Yeah, we did. You've also got... What's it called?
Halloween?
No, the Halloween. Yeah, I mean, Halloween's a great film. Classics are great films.
It's quite... Halloween's brilliant. I felt sorry for them when they made it because they turned Halloween into... They were going to make an anthology film series, so each film would be different. But because they did Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 and they linked them, when they did Halloween 3 and they started this anthology thing, it got negatively received. And the film is not that good, but the story's actually quite cool. So Halloween 3 is so different to Halloween's... Michael Myers isn't in Halloween 3. It doesn't even involve... In fact, it's so not Halloween, the other Halloween films, that one of the characters is watching the Halloween films in the thing, just so they can say F you to the fans, saying this is not in the same universe as Michael Myers. But then everyone complained, and then in the third one, then Michael Myers came back, and then the Halloween films became shit.
Not a big fan.
I haven't actually watched them.
You've also got, like, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Exorcism, the originals, which is absolutely joke. Like, it's a ridiculous film now, but in that time when it came out,
I've not seen The Exorcist. Is that The Exorcist or The Exorcism? Is that The Exorcist?
The Exorcist.
I've not seen it.
You had The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which was kind of like another one, the start of that type of film. But The Exorcist, the original, for the time it was incredible. Like, it was never done before. Whereas you look at it now and you think, what a joke.
It was dubbed the scariest. People were fainting apparently in the...
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was absolutely ridiculous for its
time. If you watch, I remember hearing a story that the first films that were made, people watched a film of a train, and they were coming towards the camera, and they were scared by that. People were running out the theatre, thinking a train was going to hit them. So obviously as time moves on, our tastes change in film.
Yeah, not only that as well. The other, I think the other genres that compete against it as well. I think horror is so subject to, you either like horrors or you don't. Whereas I think with most films, I'm not a big fan of superhero films, but I will watch a superhero film. So I mean, like, people who don't like horrors typically don't like horrors because they get scared.
Yeah.
So, and they don't want to feel scared. So it's so niche. But as well, it evolves with the time. So what film is going to be amazing now?
It's going to be crap
give it
later on.
20, 30 years. People are going to look back and go, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The only exception to that will be Visitant.
Yes, because The Visitant is amazing.
Yeah.
Visitant is amazing. So yeah, well that's it for horror films. That's our weekly episode 4. Episode 4 was kind of unplanned, but
yeah,
we're going to be back next week.
Well,
what? What are we doing next week?
I don't know. Nipples, apparently.
Oh.
Do you remember? I put on Instagram.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, I put on Instagram. On Instagram. What do you want us to talk about? On my personal Instagram, Alex Harvey Wood. And I put on there saying, what do you want us to talk about in the future episode of the podcast? And someone went, nipples. And I was like, well, how do we talk about nipples?
How do we talk about nipples?
Yeah, next week's episode. How do you start a conversation about it?
Next week's episode, you could join us with. We're just going to be going through basically. I think we'll do another general chit chat. I think we'll just have a catch up. We'll have a catch up. We'll speak about current affairs. We'll have a little catch up. We'll look see if we can get maybe someone else to join us for an episode soon.
Yeah, we need a guest. My friend Tom, who I mentioned in the Conspiracy Theories episode, wanted to join us for the Conspiracy Theories episode. So I'll ask him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll sort something out. We'll each episode I think we're just taking. I think there's one thing about this podcast specifically is we're just taking each week as it comes. Obviously, like this episode is supposed to be out. You know, the day it was recording, but I've just been so busy I haven't had time. So it's coming out a bit late, but this. We're still going to keep doing it, obviously. But episodes.
So each week's going to be different, and it's just we've got to come up with a new subject every week, and it's going to come to a point when we're going to be like talking about what's our favourite wardrobe. So do let us know.
Join us next week for our favourite make of sofa.
Yeah. How do we like IKEA?
I love IKEA.
That'll be an episode. We should do an episode full of ideas that are not big enough to have a full podcast, but only little conversations. That'll be a nice episode one day.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So nipples and
nipples.
What was the one that Valacor said on the Facebook page?
Oh, I can't remember. I'll have to have a look.
Well, I think it was like love, sex, and music. Something about sex.
Oh, sex, drugs, sausage rolls.
Yeah.
Sex,
sausage
drugs,
rolls.
Sausage rolls.
I thought it was rock and roll.
Yeah, the thing is like sex, drugs, and sausage rolls, isn't it?
No.
No?
I'm not modern, so I don't know anything.
That's an old thing, that is probably. That's an old thing, that. Sex, drugs, sausage rolls.
I'm really old.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for that.
I was watching a Lily Savage thing today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, on that note, thank you very much for watching, listening. Yes. Watching, you don't watch it. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Unless you're looking at the screen like a sado.
Yes, all that. You can always check us out on all our social media sites, which you can see around on Spotify. It's going to be right at the top of your screen. On SoundCloud, it's going to be underneath every upload. It might not be. It'll probably be at the top again.
I think it's in the bio of SoundCloud.
Yes, and of course from the end of this month, so October, so the next coming weeks, you'll be able to start listening on Apple Music. Apple Podcasts, sorry. So if you're listening to this podcast, because we'll probably upload all of them onto Apple Podcasts, so we're kind of up to date
You've
still.
Actually frozen for me.
It's just taking some time getting them all on. We'll be on
you just
there.
Froze me on the call. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. That's fine. We'll end it there anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Bye. I need a shit.